That day, I was just walking slowly through the forest, as usual, when suddenly I noticed a small fluffy figure ahead. Looking closer, I realized it was a tiny little one. Its fur was snow-white and wonderfully fluffy. It looked just like a soft little cloud. Every now and then, it let out a few gentle, baby-like sounds. They were quiet, but enough to make anyone stop and listen. In that moment, it was impossible not to be drawn in. It seemed new to everything around it. Its eyes held a mix of confusion and curiosity. The whole scene felt incredibly calm and gentle. I stood there watching for a while. Without realizing it, my pace and my thoughts slowed down too. In such a quiet place, seeing a little one like this, it felt like all my attention was drawn to it. The feeling was very simple. There were no complicated thoughts at all, just a pure sense that this moment was unbelievably adorable. So I took a few slow steps forward. I moved as lightly as I could. I didn't have any particular plan in mind. I simply wanted to get a little closer, to see it more clearly, to find out who this fluffy little one really was, and what kind of personality it might have. The closer I got, the more I could sense that unique presence only young animals have. As I moved a little closer again, the scene in front of me made me stop instantly. Under a tree, inside a cozy little hollow, there were actually two more fluffy little ones hiding there. They were pressed closely together, looking warm, soft, and comfortable, as if the small space was gently wrapping around them. But soon, I noticed something especially interesting. Among the three little ones, one looked completely different. It wasn't pure white, but black and white instead, with a clear white band around its waist. It looked as if it was wearing a tiny swim ring. That pattern was truly unique. I watched more carefully, and then it slowly clicked. This black and white little one was actually a puppy, and the other two snow-white fluffy little ones were the real fox cubs. Inside the hollow, they nudged and played with each other. Their expressions carried a natural sense of ease. This discovery made the whole scene even more fascinating. A puppy and fox cubs sharing the same little hollow. It didn't feel strange at all. If anything, they seemed surprisingly in sync. At that moment, countless curious thoughts popped into my mind. Did the puppy wander in here first? Or had the fox cubs already been staying here? Or did the fox choose this place as its own quiet corner? There were no clear answers to these questions, and perhaps because there were no answers, the scene felt even more relaxed and even more pleasant to watch. It was like a small moment of everyday life, appearing out of nowhere. The more you looked, the more interesting it became, and the harder it was to look away. I gently reached out, offering a quiet greeting. Unexpectedly, the first one to respond was the puppy. Without much hesitation, it softly rubbed its head against me. That open, unguarded closeness immediately made me smile. It's hard to put that feeling into words. These little ones were simply too adorable. Their movements were clumsy, yet full of intention, carrying the innocence of meeting the world for the first time. The fox cub nearby, however, reacted very differently. It didn't shy away, but it didn't move closer either. Its small, round eyes looked clear and gentle, as if carefully observing while keeping its own quiet distance. The fox cub looked delicate and charming. Its fur was fine, soft and clean, with a tiny little face. Its nose tilted slightly upward, ears gently standing tall, giving it a lively, alert presence. In that moment, everything felt incredibly soothing. The puppy's warmth and the fox's calmness felt perfectly balanced. Different little personalities, naturally sharing the same frame, making the whole scene feel both light and interesting. This brief encounter left a deep impression on me. Whether it was the puppy's enthusiasm or the fox cub's quiet nature, each of them, in their own way, gently appeared in this small little world. There was no conflict and no clear boundary. Instead, everything felt surprisingly harmonious. Maybe tomorrow, they will return to their own rhythms of life. But at least in this moment, it was getting late, and it was time for me to head home. What interesting little story might unfold here tomorrow? I'll come back and check on the little ones again tomorrow. Today, I came to check on the little ones again, just like usual. But this time, something felt different. That unfamiliar figure finally appeared. From a distance, I spotted the mysterious dog mom. She was lying there quietly, looking relaxed and completely at ease. It felt as if everything around us had slowed down. At that moment, she was patiently staying close to the little ones in her arms. What made it even more interesting was that, in her warm embrace, they weren't just puppies. The two little foxes had quietly squeezed in as well. The fox cubs cuddled up to the dog mom without any hesitation. From far away, I could clearly see that mysterious dog mom. The fox cubs and the puppies leaned against each other, moving almost the same way, as if they were already used to being together like this. She stayed there patiently, keeping the little ones close. No extra movements, just quietly holding on to that moment. As I slowly moved closer, the dog mom simply lifted her head and glanced at me calmly. There was no tension in her eyes, and no deliberate coldness either. It felt more like she was just checking that everything around her was still peaceful. She didn't get up or react any further. She simply stayed where she was, continuing to keep the little ones company. On camera, she looked especially calm and steady. Who would have thought that on such an ordinary day, we'd witness such a peaceful and heartwarming scene? In that moment, several little lives simply stayed together naturally, forming a scene you can't help but watch again and again. The fox cubs and the puppies didn't seem to notice me at all. They were completely focused on drinking milk in their own little world. With the dog mom staying close, the fox cubs looked incredibly content. I gently reached out, almost like giving a casual little greeting. I didn't expect the dog mom to respond so quickly. In that moment, The dog mom, who had seemed so composed just seconds ago, suddenly felt like she had switched into a different mood. Her eyes looked more relaxed, and her movements became lighter. She leaned down beside me, occasionally nudging closer. Then she quickly settled down again, looking completely at ease. I had thought she would stay distant the whole time, but instead, she suddenly showed a playful, almost childlike side. That contrast was both surprising and genuinely charming, perhaps beyond her everyday moments with the little ones. She still keeps a bit of her own playful spirit. I took out a small snack I had prepared earlier. It was originally meant for the little ones. But today, there was an unexpected new face. Since it was my first time meeting the dog mom up close like this, I thought of it as a simple little gesture. I gently reached out to say hello to one of the fox cubs, who knew it wouldn't even pay attention to me at all. The fox cub dashed straight into the dog mom's arms to drink milk. Just yesterday, the fox cub had been inviting me to play, but today, with the dog mom around, she was clearly the priority. The fox cub playfully moved around in the dog mom's arms, and the dog mom continued to show the same patience and gentleness. The dog mom looks especially beautiful, and she seems very smart as well. Interestingly enough, the fox mom never appeared during this time. The frame held only the dog mom and the little ones, resting quietly together. The scene felt especially calm and peaceful. Maybe she just wasn't nearby at that moment. Or perhaps she had only stepped away for a short while. It's hard to say for sure. The little ones still looked completely relaxed, and the dog mom remained just as calm as ever, as if all of this were simply part of everyday life. Scenes like this naturally invite gentle, easy thoughts, almost like watching a quiet, tender moment from daily life. As for how they truly get along with one another, it's still difficult to explain clearly right now. Perhaps as time goes on, the camera will capture even more interesting moments. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll see the fox mom appear alongside everyone else. Just imagining a scene like that already feels comforting. But for now, it's nice to let everything pause right here, as a small everyday moment worth remembering. I noticed that one of the fox cubs was especially active. It seemed endlessly curious about everything around it. With a quick shift of the camera, you could see it darting back and forth near the bushes, moving on its short little legs, exploring everywhere. One moment it would disappear inside, then pop its head back out, almost like it was playing hide and seek with the world. The movements weren't fast, but they felt clumsy and sincere. Every step made you want to keep watching just a little longer. When the sunlight landed on it, that moment felt especially vivid, adding a lighter, more relaxed rhythm to the scene. Moments like this carry a gentle warmth, without any complicated storyline. Just a small life, moving freely in its own way. Yet it's enough to linger your memory. Different looks, different little habits. Yet in this moment, they naturally share the same sense of comfort. Things like this are hard to explain with words. And there's no need to label them either. Perhaps what matters most in this moment isn't where they come from, but the quiet presence they share with one another. Gentle motherhood doesn't always need distinctions, nor does it need to be explained. As long as the scene keeps unfolding, that warmth is already captured. As for what the future may bring, no one really knows. But at least in this moment, everything feels more than enough. Enough to be remembered,